Yo everybody, Jason back here again. We're going to do a new review today, this time for the Marvel Collector Core box for this guy, old webhead, Spider-Man. This is the new box for this month, for August 2016. Took its sweet time getting to me, about like over a week later than they usually get here, so, but whatever. I think there was a shipping snafu this month overall. Sorry, I'm a little ornery right now, just in general, just an overall feeling I have right now. For you little kids out there who don't know what ornery means, it's irritable, agitated, pissed off. Yeah, so not about any one thing in particular. It's just my general mood right now. So. And I knew going into this what was going to be in this box, and it's a letdown. Sorry, it's a letdown. You have one of the biggest superhero characters in the history of comic books, and we get a box for him, for Spider-Man, one of the arguably the biggest heroes in Marvel Comics, and Funko kind of really dropped the ball here, and had a long conversation with a buddy of mine the other day about what they could have done better. So that rant will come after we review the products. I'm not gonna show something. I'll just show it, and just that's it, and then I'll go in my diatribe after the fact. So let's dig in. So we got our pin. Just the old Spider logo there. What you do? Our patch. Classic red suit Spider-Man right there. Okay, so just looking ahead for October, we're actually going to have a box from Doctor Strange. So to kind of coincide with the new Marvel movie coming out in November. Doctor Strange, looking forward to that one. Very fitting for Halloween time. I personally don't have any Doctor Strange merchandise myself, so that'd be cool to add a few things to the collection. So I'm looking forward to that one. With all the Marvel boxes, we got our comic book. Yay. Sure, this has nothing to do with anything. Probably some random story. We got our pop vinyl looking figure on the cover here. Check that out later. So we'll actually reverse course and go with the pop vinyl first here out of the solid products in here. And this month they gave us obviously Spider-Man. They're going with their action pose again. He's jumping up, giving the old web shooter hand there. You know, neat looking figure. They made a lot of Spider-Man pop vinyls up to this point, so I'm sure it was pretty tough for Funko to choose what Spider-Man pop to put in this box. I know they plan these out several months ahead of time, but with a lot of Spider-Man products on the market, I'm sure it was a very difficult decision to figure out a good figure, a good pose, the whole bit. That would make it new and different enough to put in the box, and different enough from anything else that anybody could buy in the store. So cool. I actually, this is my first Spider-Man pop, so pretty neat to add to the old collection with everybody else. Pop top. Okay. So this is the third hat now. Again, I knew this going into it. Okay, the old Spider-Man there. We got the Spider logo on the back. You got you underneath there on the flat brim. Okay. Actually, just recently found out. I thought these were going to be sold, across the market in stores and not just in the boxes. But I did read recently that these will be exclusive to the Marvel Collector Core boxes, so it doesn't sound like you can get your hands on these other than if you have a subscription to the boxes. So I'll explain later why that's a good thing. And then lastly, pretty large product here, probably one of the largest that they've put in any Marvel Collector Core box or even Star Wars Smuggler Bounty box at this point. From their Fabrications line, another Spider-Man, of course, Spider-Man box. So this is basically a large doll. These actually go for, I'd say, almost about $20 in stores. So to get even a $15, $20 product in the box, which costs $25 a month, that's a pretty decent deal. The head moves here. You can pose the head. It's pretty good material. I mean, it's not a cheap product or anything. You know, his suit is different material. The eyes are different material. So you know, it's pretty decently constructed and made here. So I've seen a couple of these in stores before. Nothing that ever would draw my interest to pick up, but to get it in the box, okay. So and that's it. That's everything in the Spider-Man box for this month. So let me go into my thoughts. So you have arguably the biggest character in Marvel Comics history, aside from what Captain America, Hulk. I mean, if you talk about Marvel Comics, Spider-Man comes up as one of the top 3, top 5 heroes, characters in the Marvel Universe, right? And I was joking around with my friend the other day that Batman has probably had more costume changes than, or is the only comic book character that had more costume changes over the course of comic book history than Spider-Man, right? I'm very disappointed to see that all we got in this box was like the classic red and blue suit. Spider-Man, Peter Parker has gone through different versions, different suits, even different individuals that have become Spider-Man or some variation of Spider-Man over the years. I mean, he was introduced in what, early 60s, 63, something like that. And we have a very long history with Spider-Man. This was a perfect opportunity to display some of the different suits and versions of Spider-Man over the years. You know, one of my, obviously, I'm sure a lot of people's top favorite suits, the black alien symbiote suit that was introduced in Secret Wars back in the 80s. The Iron Spidey suit, the red and gold armored suit that Tony Stark made for Spider-Man back during the original Civil War comic storyline back in 2006, whenever that was that came out. And by the way, they were actually very close to including that in the Captain America Civil War movie. There's your little trivia for the day. They did have that on the drawing board as a potential costume change for the new version of Spider-Man in the movie verse, but maybe for the sequel. And other versions, obviously, you know, the future version, the Spider-Man 2099, Scarlet Spider, who was a different character, Ben Reilly, I think, and just many other suits. I think there's a Superior Spider-Man. There was a whole convoluted storyline with Doc Ock became Spider-Man. I don't know. There's just a lot of opportunities for different suits to have shown up in this box. And why I'm bringing that up, part of the reason I'm bringing that up is that the Deadpool box from February, they nailed it with that box. That was a singular character they did a box for, and we obviously got the classic red and black suit for a couple of the products, but the Dorbs figure was the cowboy Deadpool version, so you at least got like a cowboy hat, and he was holding the horse on a stick thing. The little mopey Deadpool was the reverse color suit, so it was like mainly black with red accents. And then the t-shirt was actually one of 4 designs that you could get, and they were all different colored suits. So I got the one that was the black with red, there was the yellow and blue, there was the X-Force gray and black. So at least Funko gave some thought to mixing it up and mixing some variety in that box, so you didn't have the same style of the character with every single product, and that was one of the top, one of the biggest positives that came out of that Deadpool box. this right here was a perfect opportunity to do the same thing. We got the hat instead of the shirt. I mean, if they did the shirt, that would have been an opportunity to do different Spider-Man suit designs. You could have had done a 1 of 3 or 1 of 4 designs for the shirt. The pop vinyl, I mean, right here, you could have kept the same mold and just done, you know, maybe do 1 of 2, just have the black suit as the other, you know, as the chase, as the variant, much as like they did with the TIE pilot or TIE fighter pilot from the First Order box from Smuggler's Bounty. There was the standard issue suit and then the one with the red stripes. They did that a couple times with some of the boxes here. I'm sure obviously it costs money and production costs go up if you're talking about trying to come up with different molds for this from a business standpoint, playing devil's advocate. But they probably could have done like 1 of 4 with the pop vinyl. Do classic red and blue. You could have done even Iron Spidey, possibly, you know, Superior Spider-Man, or even, you know, keep it new, you know, keep it fresh in everyone's minds with the new Spider-Man from Captain America Civil War. They did put out a Civil War Spider-Man, but in the 4-pack with Hawkeye and the 2 keychains, so not a lot of people have that, but do a maskless Spider-Man in the Civil War suit, Tom Holland's face on there, the new actor, and maybe throw in Captain America's shield like how he stole it in the movie. Yeah, spoiler alert, I don't care. Movie's been out for 4 months. Get over it. You spoiled the movie for me. I didn't see it. I don't care. It came out 4 months ago. Deal with it. So it really, to me, it was a missed opportunity. The hats, you can ask my wife. I tried on the C-3PO hat earlier today, and it looked like my head was like a watermelon. I have a big head as it is, okay? But wearing this style hat, it's not one of those very like fitted, weathered, you know, type of hats. It's a very like stiff, sturdy type top to this, and it does me no favors wearing it. This right here needs a lot of work. So putting a hat on that looks like I'm wearing a skyscraper on top of my head, not a good fit. So my suggestion, if they're going to continue with these hats, is to go with a different material, go with a more you know, faded, weathered feel to it. But this is like concrete right here, and it's no go. Same thing though, you know, they could have, instead of doing the classic red and blue face on the hat, if you want to stick with the hat so bad, cool. Give us a couple different designs on there, so we could have gotten 1 of 4 hats or something. So, you know, I ain't mad, but just my suggestion, change it up next time. If you're going to do a singular character next time, one that has such a long history like Spidey, just mix it up a little bit. You know, this box here makes me feel like Funko is really targeting the Funko fan, someone who just goes and buys a lot of Funko products, no matter what license it is, what you know, character it is, which is fine. Funko has a ton of products. I have a lot of them, cool. But it seemed like they really got away from like the Spider-Man fan or the Marvel fan this month, who you know, I'm sure reading some comments or already online, there are a lot of disappointed collectors out there that have this box. You know, I mean, if they did a Captain America box or an Iron Man box, and you got the same suit, you know, for every single product, you know, it would have been a letdown. And again, like with anything, you're never going to make everybody happy. Someone out there is always going to complain and moan and whine about what they got, right? So you're never going to please everybody. You know, they're running a business. I get it. No one, you're never going to make the right call. Everyone's always going to have a problem with what they put out there. But again, looking back on the Deadpool box, this was just a real letdown. They really should have replicated the success they had with that box. So hopefully next time, Doctor Strange is coming up. You know, I think they're not gonna have such a problem with that. You know, we got the movie tie-in, so I'm sure they're gonna have a mix of just the comic version and the movie version in there. So I think that'll be an exciting one to have. This is just kind of a tough box because they didn't have like a movie tie-in like they do with a couple boxes that they put out so far. So it's probably tougher for them. But that's it. Again, as before, let me know what you think. Comment, like, share. Throw it up on Facebook as well. So catch it there too. I appreciate it, and see you next time. Later.